Y'all
be.
hear this? Do y'all hear this? You're getting some tips here. You hear me? I got another question in the chat. My guy Will, he's an engineer as well as a music producer. He said, "What advice do you have for sync licensing as far as companies, things of that nature that you recommend?"
It's a few companies out that handle that do pretty well with sync licensing. One is Tunedge. Another one is Audio Vibes. Um, that one is black on a guy named Jason Grant. Audio Vibes, and it's another one called um, I don't want to name it that wrong to say the wrong name. Uh, I'm gonna look it up while I talk. But
Okay.
yeah, so the sync space, a lot of people sleep on sync space because they don't think it's a big deal. But sync actually has some of the biggest budgets when it comes to records and come to music nowadays. So back in the day, it may have been a actual argument about which side had the biggest budgets because people were getting $300,000, $500,000, $200,000 a beat. It's not like that no more. But you can get a sync and get you 50 bands. You can get a sync that may get you 40 bands. You may get a sync that get you 1,500 bands. I mean, 1,500 bands, that don't make sense. $1,500. But the sync space is still paying a nice check.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the problem is trying to get with the right sync people. So I'm pretty sure that's the question. That's what his question is aiming towards. Like, who are the correct people to try to tap in with? Because the sync space is very
It's
political.
it's guarded.
Yeah, it's very, and then it's very political because a lot of the companies. um
It's not
I'm
jingle
trying to
punks,
find
is
the name.
it?
No. I'm trying to find the name of it, so I don't want to leave this one out. It's a black lady that owned this one too.
Mm.
A lot of the companies. So the reason why it's political is because a lot of the companies are in the bed with labels. So, for example, if Dayson has a TV show and his TV show is on Fox, and Fox is in the bed with Universal. So when it's time for Dayson to do his do his TV show, Fox is gonna reach out and say, okay, Universal, let's go over here and get all your writers and your producers and everybody to go write songs and produce songs for Dayson.
Mm.
And so they'll do a camp and get all these people together to come and write these songs and do this stuff together just to facilitate, just to provide Dayson with the songs for his particular thing because he in the bed with Fox and Universal.
Mm.
So that's where the politics come in at. I may have the perfect song for Dayson, but I might be signed to Sony.
Mm.
I don't get that shot.
Right.
Now just imagine if Gary Smith ain't signed to nobody. He don't get the shot at all
Right.
because he ain't signed Universal, nor Sony, nor Warner. He's just trying to get in there. So these companies I'm talking about, they pretty cool with getting you some syncs.
Right.
What's the name of it? What's the name of it?
So now it's like,
Uh,
so if
I
I,
can't think.
like you just said, if you're like a Warner Brothers artist and it's a Warner Brothers movie, they're gonna try to get Warner Brothers syncs. Is that the
It don't it don't always work. It don't always work like that.
okay?
Like with Warner Brothers, and because it could very well be a Warner Brother film, but the funding or something could have come from Sony.
Okay. Okay.
So it don't always just be Warner and Universal and Universal. It could be all kind of like Disney because Universal owns a bunch of that stuff. So Disney
Okay.
gonna fall under Universal.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? So it
Oh
don't
no.
necessarily have to be. It's called
Versa.
Versa Music Group.
I've heard of them.
VERSA.
Hmm.
That's one. Audio Vibes is the other one. Audio Vibes with a Y.
This is just drums. It's all drums. These are found sounds that I put together, kind of similar to the Gorilla Kid. See? My timbre. This is the website here. Yep, this is CDMESD. This is the acoustic gas kit. We present the acoustic gas. The sample kit is comprised of 222 drum samples. This kit was crafted using sounds from a real drum set. Ride cymbals, hi-hats, snare drums, kick drums, toms, percussion instruments. And we use fab filter effects, EQing, compression, and filters. as well as limiters, gates, and maximizers to put the clarity and thump into it. I got some accents on there too, so you may be like, well, why are 3 of the kicks kind of low? It's because it's an accent. You know, there's different variations in velocity. Acoustic gas has rim shots, claps, kicks, all kinds of things, percussion, all created by yours truly. It packs a thump with hard-hitting kicks and snares. And if you want to purchase it, I'm going to offer a discount. It's at $15.99. It's not $20.99. You save $5. It's at $15.99. These are drums. We give you the unfamiliar. We don't give you what everybody else has. We don't give you those same sounds. You hear that hi-hat? That's a real hi-hat. Link is in the bio. You're going to love these drums. I'm telling you, these drums sound good. I would not lie to you. And if you want to purchase it, it's at $15.99. You save $5.
Instead of so audio VYB.
Y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? You're getting some tips here. You hear me? Especially if you want to get in sync. Audio Vybes. Day Sun Civil.
Audio
You good.
VYBEZ.
Easy.
Yeah, that's Audio Vybes. And then the other one is
Okay.
The other one is Tunedge.
Tunedge.
So it's TUNDGE. Let me make sure that's spelled right. Hold on. Let me make sure it's spelled right. TUNEDGE.
It's one word.
Tunedge. Yeah, it's one word. So it's Tunedge, but it's spelled. That's why it's spelled like that.
Okay.
Tunedge. So it's Tunedge type thing. It's green and white logo.
Okay.
So those are some good syncs. I used to mess around with Jingle Punks and all that stuff back in the day, but I never got a placement from Jingle Punks.
I never heard that. I would submit music, never even got. Especially they would open their window, they would close their window, and then their window would be closed for a long time. Yeah,
I hadn't heard anything about them in a minute. And then they ended up selling another company. I think it was Soundscape. I used to do stuff with them. I never really got anything placed with them until they sold. And when they sold the catalog to somebody else. And then all of a sudden, all the stuff started getting placed. I'm like, bro, what is this? Songs from 2006 populating on there like this is your new joint. I'm like, man, I'm not finna share this. 2000.
Oh, my guy said, what's your favorite vocal plugin?
Oh, vocal plugin. I would say it's probably not gonna be the answer that he looked for, but I would say Soothe 2. I like Soothe 2.
Okay. Soothe and Soothe 2. Y'all, if y'all got questions, put them in. He's here. I'm gonna ask this right now. All right. So we got new gear, we got classic gear, things of that nature. So what vintage gear are you still using today?
Moog.
Okay.
I got vintage mics. Got an 87. I got a 6176 preamps, LA2A. I got a bunch of the hardware.
Okay.
1073, 1B. What else I got? Most of the vintage stuff I have. Oh, I got vintage keyboards. I got wasn't vintage now, but technically not vintage for real. I got the Moog, of course, but I got the MS2000. I got the Ultra Nova. It's not really vintage, but I got the Ultra Nova. I still got my Chord Karma from back in the day, my OG Phantom. I got my OG Motif.
I used to love that Motif, boy.
Yes, I still got all that stuff, man.
Sean Thrasher asks, he said any sync licensing with Taxi?
I never really with CD Baby or Taxi. I think that's the same thing, ain't it? Taxi is a part of CD Baby, ain't it?
I don't. They were two separate ones. I haven't really paid attention to them anymore. I remember one guy
Yeah,
maybe like 5 years ago tried to do Taxi and it didn't work out, and he made good music.
yeah,
At that time, I think they were shutting doors, but I heard they're still open, so
yeah,
I'm not even sure.
yeah. So
Um,
most of the syncs that I have, a lot of the syncs that I have, it comes from, like for example, my guy Eamon, we get we got I don't know how many syncs we got. It's from an album we did in 2017, 16, something like that, and
mhm.
maybe 18. But anyway, those songs are still being synced. We've got to sync from Lincoln Town, Lincoln Navigator,
Wow.
um, two Vans commercials,
Okay.
Haka commercial, the Haka shoes. We got a Haka shoe commercial. We was on Ocean's 8 with that same song. We were on Blackish. All that, most of that stuff is on there on my site. A lot of this stuff is aiming stuff from that album, but the it wasn't through a sync licensing company per se. It was with the relationship
Okay.
with the supervisor. So that's the trick. So go in there and start doing due diligence. Go into IMDb and
IMDb.
look at not the sync, the music supervisor.
Hmm. I was also told you watching the movies, slow them credits down and
Hmm.
watch them credits and see who's the music
Yeah,
supervisor, and
yeah,
then start looking them up on IMDb.
exactly.
Yep, and reaching out
Yep.
to
And
I.
then you can find. And then nowadays it's so because of the way technology is set up. Once you find out who they are, go on and add them on Instagram.
Hmm.
And don't jump the way you got to do it. Don't
Oh
just
boy.
jump in there as soon as you add it and say, "Hey, bro, we got them beats for you." No, don't do it like
Yeah.
that. Build a
Yeah.
relationship with them. If
That's
they
right.
sharing stuff that's funny, you go laugh, ha ha ha. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You just make just like it's a regular person that you interacting with.
Right.
And then eventually they'll pop up and say, most time music supervisors, see, a lot of people don't realize this. Music supervisors still have obligations. So they're
Right.
obligated to find the music. So when they get desperate, they'll say, hey, anybody out there got any music that's for a 70s piece? We need something bad. Can you
Right.
send me something? Can you send it by tomorrow? And that's your time. Strike then. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Or if you start building a relationship with them, 9 times out of 10, they go look at your page and they be like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
He do beats. He never asked me about making no beats for me.
Right.
Hey man, you got any beats you want to send me? You know what I'm
Dang.
saying? Same thing. It could be LinkedIn. It could be LinkedIn too, but it's easier to find on like IMDb because that space is more for film and TV. So you'll be able to look up the TV show and see the actual credits. So that's why IMDb works really well with that because you'll be able to go in and say TV show Blackish music supervisor was for this particular episode was this. And you find that name, you go look up that name and say, oh, boom, there she go right there. Or there you go right there. And it's most of the time it's a relationship because of the sync houses. When you get to like the Tunedge, that's a big sync house. So you start getting the cattle call. So now when you put out a thing, hey, we're looking for a 1990s hip hop piece. Anybody got anything that can feel like Crooklyn? And you like 18 million people that sent some in because it's a cattle call at that point. But
Right.
with the Versa and with the other joint, Audio Vybes, they're more of a boutique space. So when they get it, they may get the same inquiry for a 1990s hip hop piece, but because it's a boutique space, when you submit it, they actually listening. Instead of being 18 million coming in, 18,000 submissions coming in, they may get 180. You feel what I'm saying? So now they listening and they getting the same syncs that Tunedge is getting, but they have a smaller pool to pull from. So they go in there saying, oh, who is this guy, Dayson? Who is this guy, Gary Smith? Let me get this a shot. Boom. My daddy named Gary. For real, that's
Yeah.
how it goes. And they'll pick you just based off of something simple like that. Gary Smith, that sound cool. Boop. Oh my God, this is exactly what we need.
If you like watching this video, hopefully it inspired you. Make sure you watch the full video, subscribe, like the channel, and we'll check you out. There's more content for you. Peace.